Now this reminds me of Knit Nat. I hope I'm far enough away from the camp. Okay, I think everybody else is sleeping on some sort of inflatable mattress. I was on a yoga mat, which is not super comfortable. Anyways, I was dressed and out of my sleeping bag by 4:55. So I'm exploring, but we're in a forest, and somehow it's easier to get lost during the day because there's no light at the campsite that you can just like see shining through the distance. So I'm just like wandering in a big circle, but I don't want to get too close because I'm not a tracker and I am snapping all sorts of branches and I don't want to wake them up. The birds are doing a pretty fair job of that probably. I definitely filmed them while they were asleep. I'm really glad that I got this job at North Face. It's been, outside of theater, the last time I had a job where I got along this well with the other employees, and I mean like all of the other employees, was Duggan Cinemas. Because there we used to have movie nights, and whether that was at the theater or at someone's house or driving to Edmonton to see a movie, we pretty much did only things that involved movies, but we hung out all the time. So this idea came around a couple weeks ago. A bunch of us went out for drinks after work. We had a staff meeting, and then after that we went out, and then the one person who had lots of camping gear was like, we should go camping, and we were all like, yeah. Well, most of us have some sort of camping gear, but it's just not in England. There was another guy who had camping gear, so he brought his 2 sleeping bags, and the first guy brought 3 sleeping bags. And one girl ended up sleeping in a bivy bag with her duvet. Somebody else borrowed a sleeping bag, and I think she borrowed the inflatable mattress, I'm not sure. I bought a ground sheet and a yoga mat. We made do pretty well. So we all showed up at the North Face with our mishmash of gear last night, just around closing, because we did it on a Sunday because the store closes at 6, so we all get off early enough because it would have been ridiculous to leave at 8:30. If you just took the train north, and then we got off in like the suburbs, although the suburbs with free manure and the occasional horse, and then we just walked through the woods. I didn't give you the details beforehand because technically no one is supposed to stay overnight here, which is why we didn't bring tents, so that if someone told us to move along we could just pick up and go. So there's no campfire, there's no tents, we all just like sat in a circle as it got darker and colder. There are 4 of us girls, and we decided to set up our toilet across the creek, which, when we were sober, seemed like a good idea because it's a distinct barrier, and we could just tell the boys, look, don't cross the creek. As the night wore on, it got trickier and trickier to get there. No one fell in. It's also like not actual running water. You can just tell where water sometimes goes. It was fine. Now we're gonna get up and pack up and go to work. Thanks for watching. Subscribe for new videos every Tuesday and Friday. Bye! Well, I definitely wandered the wrong way out of my clearing, and I found the trail there instead of my campsite. Not very good at this.